How many repetitions should I do to build muscle? A beginner's guide to rep range. Are you new to weightlifting and trying to figure out the optimal number of repetitions to do for muscle growth? If so, you're not alone. It's a common question among fitness beginners and even intermediate lifters. Before diving into the specifics of rep range for muscle growth, it's important to understand the concept of progressive overload. This refers to the idea that in order for your muscles to grow, you need to progressively challenge them by increasing the weight, reps, or sets over time. Essentially, you need to give your muscles a reason to adapt and grow by consistently asking them to do more work than they're used to. Now, with that being said, let's talk about rep range and its role in muscle growth. The general rule of thumb is that 8 to 12 reps per set is ideal for building muscle. This rep range is known as the hypertrophy range, as it has been shown to be effective at triggering muscle growth. It's important to note that there is some individual variation in terms of the ideal rep range for muscle growth. Some people may respond better to higher reps, 15 to 20, while others may benefit more from lower reps, 6 to 8. It's ultimately up to you to experiment and see what works best for your body. It's also worth noting that muscle growth is not solely dependent on rep range. Other factors, such as the intensity of your workouts, the amount of weight you're lifting, and the volume, total number of reps and sets of your workouts all play a role in muscle growth. So, how do you determine the right rep range for your goals? One way is to start with a moderate rep range 8 to 12 and gradually increase the weight over time as you become stronger. This will help you progressively overload your muscles and encourage growth. Another way to determine your rep range is to use a repetition maximum RM test. This involves determining the maximum amount of weight you can lift for a given number of reps. For example, if you can lift 100 pounds for a maximum of 8 reps, then 8 reps is your 1 RM. From there, you can use the following guidelines to determine your rep range. 1 to 5 RM, used for strength and power development. 6 to 12 RM, used for muscle size and strength. 12 plus RM, used for muscle endurance. It's important to mix up your rep ranges and not always stick to the same range. This is known as periodization, and it helps to prevent plateaus and keep your muscles guessing. For example, you might do a few weeks in the strength range 1 to 5 RM, followed by a few weeks in the hypertrophy range 8 to 12 RM, and then a few weeks in the endurance range 12 plus RM. This can help to prevent boredom and keep your progress going. In conclusion, the ideal rep range for muscle growth is generally considered to be 8 to 12 reps per set. However, it's important to remember that muscle growth is not solely dependent on rep range and that other factors, such as intensity, weight, and volume, also play a role. It's up to you to experiment and find what works best for your body. And don't be afraid to mix up your rep ranges and try different approaches to keep your muscles guessing and prevent plateaus.